hearts right now. Tap it, tap it up, tap it up. Put in the chat, lift the shift, because that's what we're doing. This is the lift. We lifting it up. Peace, love, and light for those who are joining us via YouTube, double living and vibing right here, right now. So welcome in celestial greetings to those of you who already know me. To those who don't, I am Celestial Earth, giving you the messages as usual. Welcome distractions. This was happening with all the frantic energies. We got welcome distractions just zooming in, zooming by. So for those who don't know me, I'm an energy alchemist. I alchemize energy, and I share with you how we tap in and tune in and alchemize the energies, because everything is alchemy, and where we're going and where we're shining to right now. So this lift, because all of us are feeling us sifting and shifting, and this is like a lift. The message that I've been getting, I woke up with it, meditating with it yesterday, and I did a video dropping a message about it. So if you get a chance, you can see that video of how we are lifting and what we are lifting from. We're raising in consciousness. We're raising the vibrations as most of us feel, sense, and see. What are you doing to raise the vibrations? This is about lifting off of our comforts. This is about lifting off of what feels good to us, what we want to believe in, what we want to believe in, because it's not about the wants. It's about what must needs be done. It's about raising your consciousness over into your higher self and what is to be done in the next level. What are we lifting from? How many of us know our wounds, right? Because of, as usual, by your wounds you will be doomed. So how many of us notice what's happening around us, but we're not getting pulled into the lower vibrations? We're not getting pulled into those who want to entrap and put out the snares and the traps for your souls, the soul snatchers. Like, this is about really standing 10 toes down in your higher frequencies, right? Whatever shifts that are happening need to happen. And this is one of the messages I was hearing loud and clear, right? Tap it up, tap up those hearts for those who are here. Remember, it helps get the algorithms going to those who need to see, those who need to hear this message. What I was hearing earlier today was whatever changes are happening, pay attention to what is making you uncomfortable, because whatever is making you uncomfortable, that is the thing that needs to change. Let me say that again. Whatever is making you uncomfortable, whatever you're feeling is like, this is inconvenience to me, I'm not liking this. This is something that we need to re-look at, something that we want to respect in our soul code, to see and pay attention to what needs to be changed, and especially if it's repetitive, right? As I was saying to my community, my Jamaican community, pay attention to the things that come in threes. When something is repeated to you, and I always say this to anyone who has come through any of my workshops, greetings, peace, love, and light. To anyone who has come in any of the workshops, I'm always saying, pay attention to what is repeated. What? Yes. Pay attention to what is repeated, specifically and especially if it has been repeated to you 3 times. If you notice something and you let it fly by, and then it happened again, and then it happened again, by the 3rd time, that's like spirit knocking you in the middle of in your 3rd eye, knocking you in your 3rd eye and saying, hey, I'm showing you something. Pay attention. Pon attenzione. Right? There is something that needs to shift. There are radical changes happening, particularly, especially with Uranus, that Oya energy. Uranus is that planet that is that Oya energy that just entered into Gemini. And this is something I want to talk about more, because y'all notice on your phone how your phone says Gemini, Google Gemini. This is no coinky dink, right? Uranus represents the future. It represents change, disturbing or disruptive changes. The changes that Uranus brings is always some type of disturbance in your life. It disturbs and it disrupts because you are on a flow that you need to shift. You're not going to make the change if you don't get shook sometimes. And so it comes in a way where it disturbs your flow. If anything that is happening right now that is disturbing your flow, that is something you want to look at. And especially if it is on repeat, that is something that you want to look at to say, this is the hint that the universe is giving to you. The universe is communicating with us. The question is, are we receiving? Are we listening? This is what I talked about with the 6-6 portal. Do you have your receipts? Are you allowing yourself to be receptive? Are you allowing the feminine energy in you to flow, which is the receptive activity? Or are you busy talking through the ego, telling yourself what you think it should be? Right? Ashe, most certainly. Ashe, ashe. Most certainly. It's a hint. Right? And you said it's called, let me make sure I see that word correctly. Ooh, I got my glasses on today. I got my glasses. All right, Lucine, if I'm saying that correctly. Lucine. So, and Poetic X, thank you. Poetic X is saying Lucine, like that's what it's called. It's kind of like what I'm talking about when I'm saying loosh. The loosh, for anybody who knows, if anyone knows what loosh is, type that in the chat. Loosh. Let me see how many people are aware of that. Let me see if I missed anything else. Right, because this Yadia, thank you for the like. Did I say that name right? Yadia. Yadia. I like that Y name. Where was that name when I was looking for some Y names for my baby girl? XZ. Peace, love, and light to you, Ashe. We can manage AI. Let me see what else we got. True AI. What's the true? Ooh, we got true AI in the building. That's that true all-seeing eye. This that true AI right here. That means that you recognize that you are the true AI. Ashe, emotional energy. Energy, emotion. Emotion is energy, emotion. So emotional energy, Ashe, is what is at hand right now. Everything is hidden in plain sight. Yes. We're seeing that. Thank you for that, tapping that in. Loosh. Lucine. I'm going to look that word up too because it reminds me of the word loosh when I speak of when something is exuding from us. Like the way I explain the loosh for those who don't know. Yadia. Yadia. Okay, that's the way it's pronounced. Poetic S says, yes, I am. Right? So the loosh is like when we are what is excreting from our soul, right? That's the best way that I explain loosh. It's what we are excreting from our soul, whatever is being held in our soul, in our mind, in our entire mind, soul consciousness, however you want to look at it, emotionally speaking, right? Because it travels through the energy in motion. So it is whatever wounds that you have not addressed, whatever just may be laying there dormant. And then once the intensities cook up, once the frequencies turn up, we start getting cooked, right? The best way that I explain it is think of yourself as the pot on the stove. And the water that's in the pot are your emotions, are your feelings, which of course that would be the wounds and all of that was held there. Think of that being in the pot. You're the pot. The water in the pot are your emotions. It's your energy in motion. Once the frequencies get turned up, that's basically like turning up the stove. Once the frequencies get turned up, it starts to cook our emotions. We who are the pots on the stove, it starts to cook and the water starts boiling, right? And it don't mean you getting hot, meaning you getting mad. It's not something that you got to be angry about. It just means the emotions are getting stirred in some way, shape, or form. So you start to cook. It starts to boil. Once the water starts to boil, what happens next? We begin to evaporate, right? It goes from boiling to now it's a mist in the air. You start to see the steam coming up out of the pot. Think of that steam as the loosh. This is why I say a lot of people are looshing and they don't even know it. Most of us who are in our heightened senses, we can sense it. Most of us whose clairs are coming online, we can sense it. We can feel it. Clairsentience, we can feel it. Clairaudience, we can hear it, right? What's the other clairvoyance, we can see it. And all of these clairs are inner senses, it's inner sight. It's all for the third eye. So even if you could hear it, you could see it. If you could feel it, you could see it. Of course, if you could see it, you could see it. Right? Even in the smells and the taste, some of us can taste certain things. You could just taste something in the air and you wonder, what is that? What am I tasting? Somebody is Lucian. It might even be you, right? Let me see what some of us are saying here. The scripture refers to it as keeping the charge. Okay, I like that. So yeah, the Lucian is that charge that's being kept there, or what I like to call things that are held in account. This is why I say we have to be accountable, able to account, because whether you like it or not, things are being held in account. Energy holds things in account. There are energetic imprints all around us, and I'm talking about from past lives. I'm talking about the collective imprint from the age of the ram that a lot of us are still turning out of, that is still being sifted through us in our consciousness and here and now in this place and time, right? There are imprints from even where we are just right now where I'm sitting in an energetic imprint, right? Once upon a time, this house wasn't here. What else was happening here energetically? That's an energetic imprint, right? So we're moving through these energies through time and space and within space and time. And so the way we are charged in these things, this is the convoluted universe that, Dolores Cannon speaks of, if anyone has ever heard of her. If not, this is a convoluted universe that we live in, right? And so there are layers upon layers of energy. There's your energy, there's other people's energy, there's the past, present, future energy right now simultaneously existing at the same time. There is a collective imprint, there is an individual imprint. These things are very layered. This is the multi-dimensional access, so to speak, right? Is it possible to feel it all at once? Yes, 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 yes. Again, this is why I said like the convoluted universe. Some of these things can be very convoluted, right? Keeping in mind that the universe is you, right? You are the you in the universe, and the universe is the you in you as well, right? So it's possible, very possible, for you to feel multiple things happening at once. And this is why we got to sift through some stuff. This is why sometimes we got to just meditate. We got to breathe. We got to pay attention to what's passing through us, because it's ambiguous. It's all one. It's all one. It's all intertwined in one mind consciousness. And sometimes we got to really pull it apart to see what it is. This is why we got two eyes coming from the one eye. Everything in one mind consciousness is there. It's all together. But a lot of times for us to see it, it needs to come into visibility. It needs to come into the two. The informational structure somehow needs to kind of come apart a little bit to come into two, just to kind of pull it apart so you can see what's going on. Right? Thank you so much. I love them too. Purple's my favorite color. And not to mention I'm comedically inclined, so I'm all about Africa. And so there's a lot that is happening as we're sifting out all of what we're experiencing right now, whether it's this lifetime as well as your past life. Some of the things that are coming back through us right now, because some people will say, but I worked on my childhood. Like, a lot of the times I'm saying to people to deal with your wounds. And some people will say, well, I've looked at this and I've looked at that and we think we've done it all. But wait, there's more. There is always more. And because we are infinite beings, there is an infinite access to this infinite part of us. So you get through a particular part, yes. You can get through all your childhood stuff. And then There's some backdated stuff in your karmic imprint. See, I didn't even mention that when I was talking about the other imprints. There's your karmic imprint that follows along with you wherever you go, and that too has to be addressed. So as the energies, the intensities, the frequencies are floating, I don't want to say floating, but moving through us, right? It's like moving through our channels. This is why our job is to remove as much resistance as possible. The key is to find the patterns in this lifetime, have a total recall, have a remembering of your higher self that can help you sift through as much stuff as you can in this particular lifetime, finding all those patterns because you clear those filters out of the way. You move a lot of that out of the way so you can get to the nitty gritty. So you can get to the stuff that's really under that, the stuff that you came here with before you picked up some more shit in this lifetime, if that makes sense. Ashe? Let me see what, let me go back and dial it back and see what some of you are saying. Let me get back. The high frequency that you're hosting, have your cooking, and I smell some good food, Celestial Chef. I like that. Can you smell what the chef is cooking? What's cooking? Good looking. Um, Let me see what Yadia was saying. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to quiet it down sometimes. It's too much. Yes, do some grounding, right? Because a lot of this can be a bit too much sometimes. So if you can, do some grounding. When you feel like it's a bit too much, walk barefoot in the earth, drink some water, hug a tree, sit next to a tree. That's why y'all always see me out here with my 2D consciousness, because you can't go wrong with 2D consciousness. Sit with your crystals. If you got some crystals, some rocks, preferably the raw crystals. I know the other ones look pretty, but I would say preferably the raw crystals. The raw, the more raw, the better, right? What else can you do? Meditate, of course. Do some breathing. The breath is the bridge. The breath is the bridge between the physical and the spiritual. Take in some deep breaths. Breathe in through, mindful breathing does help. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. And when you breathe in, when you exhale, exhale for a longer count. For example, sometimes we do 4, in for 4, hold for 4, release for 4. Do things like in for 4, hold for 2, release for 6. Or even if you do in for 4, hold for 4, release for 6. In for 6, hold for 4, release for 8. Always do a longer exhale, right? Just to really release it, right? Separate to see the truth, Ashe. That's exactly how we read information. A lot of us, and this is like a newer download that I'm sharing with y'all, because I really got this download recently as I was getting information with the full moon about 242 and seeing a lot of 242, which was the foundational balance within the harmony of duality. And I was seeing it with the full moon, particularly because the full moon was in Sagittarius, which is about the half that has never been told. Sagittarius, the arrow points to our galactic center, which is where we're getting all our major light codes that come into our solar system. Is coming from our galactic center. Let me speak to my star seeds right now. It's coming from the galactic center, and it comes through our sun, which is our server of this light energy and information that serves us the light codes, right? Just like your computer got Google Chrome as your server, the sun is your server of these light codes. So I saw that as Sagittarius is representing the half that has never been told, coming into the 2, Gemini being the 2, the duality, is the messages that are here to unfold, and it's in complete opposition of Sagittarius. So 1 minute you're in Sagittarius and you're shooting for the stars. You're literally facing the galactic center and getting these light codes a little bit more directly than when you're in an opposition. When we are now in Gemini, when we are in the gates or the house of Gemini, we are in direct opposition of where we were when we were in the house of Sagittarius. So now it gives us time to unfold these messages. There's so much information that comes with these light codes. So now it comes in, and by the time we're in Gemini, here is the two. Here is where all of that unfolds, that comes from cosmic consciousness, that comes from one mind consciousness, that comes into, by the time we get it, it's split in two for us to even receive the messages. This is why Gemini represents messages and information. Gemini, for those who have the 5D calendar, and if you haven't, by the way, please go ahead and order a 5D calendar. Believe me, it's going to be a tool that helps get you off of the Gregorian calendar. But according to the 5D calendar, as I was divinely guided to return us to the origins of time, comedically speaking, Gemini is really Jehudi, and Jehudi is the messenger. Some may call it Thoth. That's a Greek term, right? The comedic original term is Jehudi, but through Greek terminology or Greek whatever, they call it Thoth, right? And then you may hear them say Hermes. There's different names they have, but Jehudi is the messenger. Gemini is information, hence messages. So these messages come through us. The information channels to us, or we get it once it is split in two, right? And comedically speaking, there's a little bit more to that. It's Jehudi, it's two of them. Now I see why the twins are the twins, because it's Jehudi and Seshita, or Sesheta, depending on how you pronounce it, which represents the wisdom. It is the knowledge and wisdom. It is the information, Jehudi, the information or the knowledge, and Sesheta is the wisdom, right? So this is the two that you see. You need the knowledge and the wisdom, right? So that's what's being separated, if we can look at it in that way. We have one mind consciousness, and as it comes into our visibility, we're looking at knowledge and wisdom. And that's the information that is flowing. Ashe. I think it ain't about the childhood trauma anymore. It's way above that. Yes, definitely. It's beyond childhood trauma. But I do say childhood trauma because a lot of us have blocks and resistance because of unsaid and undealt with traumas that are from childhood, that we think that because it's in the back of our mind or because it's forgotten, that it's not affecting us. And it is definitely affecting. It is in your subconscious, laying dormant, waiting on you to alchemize it. Peace, love, and light. Royale, welcome. And it is waiting on you to find it and to face it, to uncover it, to remove any resistance that may have come from it, because it's been sitting there. So it's not so much that it's just about the childhood trauma, but the childhood traumas are a part of removing the layers in this particular, we got 10 minutes up. I'm reading something else. 1 second. Okay, something else just popped up in TikTok and I was trying to figure it out. Right? Let me see. So it's about the layers, removing the layers of from childhood trauma. Bio-optical quantum astroscience. Ooh, that's a big one. What? Bring that back to me, Poetic X. Bio-optical quantum astroscience. That is a big one. Bio, meaning our biofield, optical, and quantum astroscience. It's like I don't have it technically for what it means, but it's like I get it. I get what all of that means, especially in terms of quantum astroscience. And correct me if I'm wrong. I believe you were saying that in regards to what I was saying about the eyes, the splitting of the two, and how that is bringing information and wisdom in from the one mind consciousness. And that may be the scientific breakdown of it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but let me know. The ability to recall and remember, Ashe, that is that. That is a total recall. The remembrance, this is what we're here for. Yes, breath work is very important. So make sure if you're feeling overwhelmed with anything, you can do some of the breath work to help ground you. I'm working on breathe. Thank you so much. You're welcome. We're welcome, as I like to say. We are very welcome. And Ashe, do as much as you can with grounding, particularly because as an electromagnetic being and the earth is electromagnetic and you are an electromagnetic being. So when you put those soles, our palms, our portal palms, and the soles of our feet, there's a lot of energy being charged and transitioned through us, through these, I call them our portals. So when you put your bare feet on the ground, it's like having direct communication with the earth, electromagnetically speaking. Um, I can find Waldo in any setting. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Two parts of every subject. Ashe, Poetic X. Poetic X is there with it. Greetings. All right, and let me see. Let me check over. I'm going to go over to YouTube and see what some of you are saying. Hey, Vitamin Black. Peace, love, and light. Welcome in. Of course, your ability to see life in the finest functional units matter. Yes, it does. Your ability to see matters intrinsically. A grasshopper in your vicinity has value to your thought pattern. All right. That's some guru type stuff right there. That sounds like, all right, Mr. Miyagi. A grasshopper in your vicinity has value to your thought pattern. Yes, just like I saw the possum. I don't know who was here, but when I just started the live, it was like, I heard the bushes and I looked over and it was like a possum. I was like, a possum? What is the message here? It's in my vicinity. What is the value to my thought pattern? What are you saying? That's a nice way of saying message. All right. I will start grounding. Yes, always ground as much as you can. Let me see. Did I get to the bottom? Okay, I got it. I made it. I wanted to make sure I get through all of you all messages. Let me go check YouTube. Shay, sister, gotta ground. Go to the grass. Sunbathing. Yes, spiritual water cleansing with breath work. All of that. This is another thing. A lot of us gotta be proactive in our soul work. So any type of spiritual cleansing, whether it be frankincense and myrrh, sage your energy, right? Another thing that you all can get from me, I keep forgetting to show it, but I debuted it at the ancestral retreat for those who were there, is the sacred peace. And it's a package that I have now. So two things I have will be the 5D calendar and the sacred peace, which has a sage, a palo santo, and a lighter in this little package. And you can put it in the next time I do a video, I'll see if I can remember to bring it and show you all, and a reminder of the calendar, show you all the calendar so you can see, what's in the calendar. But these are how we can proactively keep our energy clear. We need spiritual hygiene, y'all, at this particular time, while the veils are thinning, while the frequencies are pouring in. Yes, the sacred peace. Ashe, ashe. Have you been able to use your sacred peace? You're supposed to be able to take it with you wherever you go. And if you gotta light something, that's your sacred peace. Clear your energy around you. The sage definitely clears your energy. It's what I call the shampoo of my atmosphere. And as the Palo Santo is like putting back in the moisture with the conditioner, bringing in the good news. It's the frankincense, right? Just like with frankincense and myrrh, I would usually use the myrrh to really cleanse, to clear out, and the frankincense brings in the good, right? So do your spiritual cleansing, whatever that is for you. Spiritual bath, do your breath work, cleaning your, filtering out your air. Let me see, what else is Nikki saying? Nikki Bryant, how has it been? Peace, love, and light to you, and thank you for coming in and sharing the space. Stay away from negative energy vampires. Yes, thank you for that reminder. That's usually one of the things that I haven't mentioned it in a while, but when I first started doing the 5D pioneering, a lot of times the messages I would always get to give where it would say, well, when I would say, what would you have for me to say when I'm around any group of people? And it would always be these three things. While we are amplifying on the light grid, while we are shifting deeper into 5D, what is it that I can do in this shift? And it would always be these three things. It would be fast in any way possible, whether it be from foods, behaviors, habits, fast from things that no longer serve you, especially things that you know do not serve you, things that you know are not good for you. Fast from them. Even if you can only do it for one day, start with what you can do. Fast for one day. If you can only do one day, start with one day. And if you do good for that day, try another, not try, do another day. Triers are for liars. Do another day. And if you do good, do another day. Work towards 3, then 5, then 7. Those are the numbers I would usually give when we were in our groups. When we do it like a detox, a detach, I would say, see if you can do one day. And if you can do one day, then see if you can do 3. And then see if you can do 5. And then see if you could do 7. Do a whole, week. And a good detox would be if you can do it for 14 days straight. Even better, a month, a 28-day, because usually 28 days is the best. If you're fasting, if you can go without for whatever it is for about 28 days, a lot of times to renew, to reboot a new habit, to get rid of an old habit and to reboot or reset yourself into doing something new or true, it takes about 28 days. Right? See, and I'm looking at 4 and 4 on both here. All right, so we got the numbers 4 and 4, foundational balance, and a 2. So y'all see, I'm not lying with these numbers 4 and 2 that I have been seeing all the time. And Goddess K, I don't know if she's here, but I believe Goddess K was seeing that number as well, the 242. I was saying, how many of you are seeing 242? I did a video about that, 242 on the clock, since around the full moon. So this is confirmation of that for those who are here with me right now. This is confirmation of the things that we have been speaking on, of the foundational balance within the harmony of duality. We are still in the house in the month of Gemini. We are still in the month of Jehudi, which is the twins. And it's not just about twins. This is not about one against each other. This is about the coexistence of Jehudi and Sesheta. The knowledge and the wisdom, which also represents the Christos and Sophia energy, because the Christos is the knowledge and the Sophia energy is the wisdom. So it is the same thing. A lot of times we just have different names for the same energy train. Let me say that again. We have different names for the same energy train. Choo choo. Right? So yes, before I forget, thank you for that reminder, Nikki. So the first thing is fast in any way possible that you can. The second thing is to remove yourself from any low vibrational person, places, or things, or ideas, concepts, any low vibrational nouns. Remove yourself from that. All right? Second, the third thing is raise your vibration to the 10th degree as much as you can, whatever that is for you. What raises your vibrations? Is it going in the garden? Is it having a spiritual bath? Is it doing breath work? Is it meditation? Is it working with your crystals, sitting with the 2D consciousness? What is it that you do? Is it exercising? What is it that you do that raises your vibrations? Is it dancing, movement, singing? Do that thing and do it to the 10th degree. Those 3 things is what is going to help you transition, help you shift through these frequencies as it intensifies. It's going to help you with the lift in the shift as we're lifting right now. Whatever it is that's going on in your life, world, and affairs, these 3 things, if we are obedient to them, are going to help you in the lift to shift. Ashe? So yes, as Nikki was saying, stay away from negative energy, negative vampires. Find peace within, not out. The kingdom is your crown. That's right. Your Ori, your crown, your mindset creates your own heaven. Ashe. This is why we know that heaven is what here. The celestials are the heavens. This is why I love my name, Celestial Earth. From the heavens to the earth. And it's not just me, it's all of us. It's a reflection of all of you. For those of you who find me here on these channels, the celestial earth is not just me, it's we. It's the collective reflection. It's the reflection of the me that you see. So you are that celestial earth, which is the heavens here on earth. It's embodying. For me at this point, when I got to the point of embodying that name, it was because I was embodying that information. The heavens into the earth, bringing everything that is from the celestials into the earth, embodying heaven on earth. Because you don't have to wait till you transition from this finite body to experience heaven, to experience the connection to the celestials here on earth. Matter of fact, that's why we're here. We're here to demonstrate. We're here to, I don't even want to say demonstrate, because then I think of demonstrate, like the demons. We're here to exemplify, to be a living example through the experience of heaven on earth. It is for us to raise the vibrations to the point where we realize that we are the heavens on earth. We bring heaven into earth. We are the what? The channels of light. We are the conduits of light. We are the temples. The temples that they made way back then, the pyramids that we look at, which are conductors of light, energy, and frequencies, are made because we got to a point where we could understand that we are the temples. Anything that mankind makes, anything that we make and manifest here on this earth is exemplifying, is a replica of what we are. Ye are gods. It is a replica of the light that we are and how we are conduits of this light. We are channels of this light. And so the more you cleanse your channel, the more potent your channel is. This is the importance of the shift. Ashe. And so we're not here to get caught up in a lot of these outside dilemmas. And yes, there's a lot going on, but it's for us to recognize, to have a total recall so we can remember who we are. So we don't have to be so attached to the outcomes, to the external, to the outer experience. Recognize what's happening in the outer and in the body, because the body keeps the score. And I don't mean just your literal body, the body of the earth. It keeps the score. Knowledge, wisdom, and the application to what you want to create or destroy. Ashe. That is it. It is the knowledge, wisdom, the Jehudi, and the Sesheta, the Christos Sophia. That's the knowledge, wisdom. And it's the application of this knowledge and wisdom to what you want to create. What is it that we choose because of free will? We choose to create or destroy. By your decisions, it will be done. Ashe. Let me see. What else am I missing? Authenticating the vibratory field. Yep. As I ascend, I have come to accept, acknowledge, and hold myself accountable for the way my physical body looshes, knowing that I must check me first when I detect folly. And that is it. That is the key. This is why it says, know thyself. The statement, know thyself, from the scriptures, or from even before it became scriptures, before they took it from where they took it and put it into scriptures, know thyself is a very important instruction for our soul. And it is to know the parts of you that you don't know. It is not just to know your name. It's to know who you are unconsciously to yourself, subconsciously within yourself. Do you know who you are? This is why that childhood work is important because you got some ish that's sitting there from inner childhood trauma that you don't know that is infused in your existence, and it needs to be addressed so it can be diffused. Ashe? So this is the knowing. When it says know thyself, it is calling us to know the parts of us that we don't know consciously. The parts that are in your subconscious mind. Ashe, right? Do you know who you are? And you know this is true because they put these in cartoons and stuff. Like, I don't know how many of y'all remember watching little cartoons. Do you know who you are? I think the worm said it in Alice in Wonderland when he was smoking. Who are you? Right? The Lion King said it. You don't even know who you are, Rafiki. You got me messed up. He's like, you don't even know who you are. Who are you? They're constantly asking these questions in movies and shows. Yet it eludes so many of really digging deep to find out who you are. What are the wounds that you are carrying? Ashe? Let me see if I missed any questions, any comments that we got so far. I was reaching for my Florida water today, right? That's another one. Get you some Florida water. In the ancestral retreat, I put some in a little, what do you call it? A little spray bottle. This was part of the gift bag. So aside from the sacred piece, they got a little small little water, little spray bottle. You could spray that air, clean your air. Who was around you that was draining your energy? Who did you shake hands with? See, we got to be careful. Remember, I was talking about the portal palms. These are our portals. Let me say this to y'all. One of the things we got to pay attention to and stop doing is stop shaking hands with everybody. And I know sometimes it's habitual. I know it catches me too. It's instinct. As soon as you see someone, it's like you want to put out your hand, or they put out their hand to you. I definitely don't put my hand out to people anymore. But they put their hand out to you, and it's like, sometimes a reaction, an automatic reaction or response. And we gotta be mindful of who we're doing this with, whether they mean harm or not, because remember, they don't know themselves. And so we are responsible for what we know. What is the energy that we detect about these people, about this person? And this is not being judgmental. This is being discerning. What is the energy that you pick up around them and from them? What do you get from them? I'm speaking to those of you especially who got your clairs turned up, whose clairs are coming online. Do not deny your third eye. Today's third eye day. Yep, it is. Today is Wednesday. It's a third eye kind of day. According to the 5D calendar, today is a third eye day. All right? And so I say that to say this. I'm speaking for all of our third eyes right now. Do not deny your third eye, your first eye. Do not deny the intuition, the insights that you're getting, your inner senses that are giving you the sensations of information, because to feel it is to know it. So when you feel something, do not ignore it. Never. When we get to these levels right here in this lift to shift, this is why I say lift yourself get off your high horse sometimes. Get off of you wanting to be friendly and comfortable with everybody. Get off of wanting to be the good person or the nice person. Instead, want to be the true person, the uncomfortable, unapologetic, true person. We got to be willing to be that uncomfortable with ourselves for a moment. I'm not saying don't be at peace with yourself, but we have to be willing to get up off of what is, comfortable for others, so that we can see the truth and we can exude the truth. It's about authenticating the vibratory field in truth and raising the vibration in truth. So we have to, let me bring it back to where we're not putting our palms with everybody. A lot of times it's just simply finding another gesture, either fist bump, give them the Wakanda forever. Like, I've had to do that because this is endearing to me. It's like, okay, I'm this is how I embrace you. This is how I hug you. This is how I embrace you. And I can go love, it's due respect and love. But to do this, we got to realize some of the dangers that we put ourselves in because we're co-signing to things that we don't necessarily pay attention to. And so at this level, in the lift and in the shift, we really got to be accountable for what we know, what we sense in our third eye, in our inner knowing, that's giving us the signals, even if we don't know why. Like, especially if we don't know why. If you get that strong feeling, like, I stop what I'm doing so I can ground myself and listen. Do not move. I practice this. God is never in the midst of confusion. The great order of divinity. When I say God, I'm not talking about a man in the sky. Great order of divinity is never in the midst of confusion. It is orderly. It is divine order. And so whenever anything feels out of order or confusing, just stop. You don't have to push for anything or anyone. Stop. It doesn't matter how crazy it looks. You tell them, hey, I'm not making another step. I'm not making another decision. I'm going to stop right here. Especially when something is repeated. When you get a little inkling of something or something is repeated to you, 1, 2, especially the third time, stop what you're doing. This is what I practice. If something happens the third time, my hands go like this. I could be busy doing something and I'm doing my best to work it out, but if I get stopped the third time, it's like the universe put me under arrest. I consider that you are under arrest. To say not another damn word. You ain't got to tell me twice. That's how I get with the universe. If something happens the third time, if the universe taps me, hits me, if I'm trying to work something out in my hand and something drops from me 3 times, stop. Especially if I'm doing something with my hands. If I'm on the computer and something's not going through the third time, stop. Stop, drop, and roll. Take I don't want to say take my foolish advice because it ain't foolish. Take my wise advice. The third time, hands up and just stop and wait. If you don't got the answer, that's fine. I will wait on the answer. I got patience. I got time. I am not impatient with the divine. Nope. Because we have to understand, overstand, and understand that the divine does not move on your time. So I don't care what kind of rush you in. This is what I tell me. I don't know how it works for everybody else, but this is what I tell me. I don't care what kind of rush you in. Stop. Everybody waits. I don't care who is talking about, oh, but we don't have this kind of time. I do. The universe does. You can keep going, but I'm going to stop right here until I get an answer. Until I get some clarity, some clarification, or until the universe gives me a green light. I stand still. I don't care if it's for a whole 24 hours. I'm not finna even ask the universe, how long I got to wait here? Oh, no. I wait patiently. I wait very, very patiently. Let me see. I've been saying the only way to escape everything is by knowing ourselves. Everything else will follow. Ashe. And that is it. The only way out is in. So the only way to escape is by knowing yourself, and that means you got to go within. That means you got to tune in to tune up. Everything else will follow. It's like they say, free your mind and the rest will follow. Get into your mind. The mind is your soul. Everything else will follow. Right? Don't need unwanted energy tagging along. That's right. That part right there. I don't need that. Right? And this, thank you for reminding me of that. Yeah, because this is what I wanted to get into with this particular session, and I'm sitting with you all in the lift to shift, because I want us to recognize what's happening in this shift and being able to discern from others what's going on. Because some of you, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm gonna ask y'all a question and y'all can let me know. Before I get there, let me stick a pin. Let me make sure I got some of the rest of you all. Accepting money from strangers that hand it to you is also a form of energy harvesting. Yes, I don't take money from anybody. All money is not good money. I don't give. Anyone who's been with me has known I've been talking about it. I don't share money. I don't give to people who do not respect my nature, because what you do is you tell that energy that it's okay to continue to disrespect you. So we have to be careful of how we are sharing. And I'm talking about with family and friends, y'all. I'm not even talking about just strangers. I'm glad you're bringing that up about accepting money from strangers. I'm talking about family and friends. I don't accept some things from them, because if I know what they about and I know the wounds that they carry in, and I know that they don't respect my nature, I'm not taking from them. If I know that their wounds are deep, their demons are deep, and they're looking to siphon my light through the parasitic entanglement in the bloodline, I don't play with that. So I don't give to them. I don't take from them. I don't care how much they need it. If there's no alignment, it is not a part of my assignment. I will send my petitions to their angels and hey, to help them out, but I'm not putting my hand in that. I don't share food with them. I don't eat from them, and I don't cook for them. And I'm talking about simple things that we overlook. See, we're not just talking about things in a spiritual box. First of all, understanding that spirit could never be in a box, and spirit is everywhere. So I'm talking about family dinners. I'm talking about holidays and things like that. This is why I'm telling y'all I detach from these things. Because some may say, yeah, I don't do that. But then when a holiday comes up, Thanksgiving or one of them things, you go and you completely partake in these festivities, and you don't know the contracts that you are re-signing, because you are co-signing your signature. You are signing your nature. You are signing your essence and your nature, which is your name, to them again. So when you're sitting down feasting with them, when you come and bring your dish that you've made with love, while they are doing things to tear at you or tear into you or siphon your light, whatever it is, because they're a danger, because they're not handling their wounds, which means they seek to continue to set a snare and a trap to continue to bind you to the parasitic entanglement in the bloodline. And what you do with blood really does matter. Think about it. The work that you're doing on yourself right now is already creating a problem in the bloodline. If any of you here are doing so much work to the point that you are breaking the chains, you are breaking generational curses in the bloodline, you are a threat to the parasite in that bloodline. I want us to think about that for a moment. You are a threat. So you affect the blood. You change certain codes in the blood when you change you. See, when we understand the depth of that, we realize how we don't really have to go around bashing people in the head. We don't got to force people to believe nothing. The mere fact that you do your trauma work, your soul work, opening dormant codes in your soul, you are changing the molecular structure. You are changing codes in your DNA, because your DNA is not just your blood that you share with people. Your DNA is your spiritual blueprint. It is your cosmic blueprint as well, that is infused with your ancestral connection. There are dormant codes that are laying there from your ancient ancestry deep in your DNA. And so when you do that, you change those codes. You unlock, you shift things in the bloodline, and they feel it. I am having to know who I am, and my childhood trauma around religion, they hitting me with guilt and more. Yes, yes, they are. And this is why, this is why we got to be free. We got to be free. This freedom that I'm in right now is serious. The detachment is real. And I am so unapologetic about the detachment that I feel. I don't care who you are. It's about me being the shining star that I am, the star seed that I am. And that guilt is to block your sacral chakra, in which your sacral is your emotional body, your energy in motion, where the sensations of information that comes to you are felt. This is where we feel first, right? Our very nervous system is recalibrating with these frequencies, and it is according to how you allow yourself to feel in the sacral. But how are you going to allow yourself to feel when you're riddled with guilt? How many here are riddled with guilt? And that is the number one block of the solar plexus. These are the things that are put in place to keep you in lower vibrations. Fear, guilt, shame, grief, all major blocks of the lower chakras. And this is why we have to rid ourselves of this guilt. But in order to rid it, we got to admit it. See, a lot of people don't want to admit. When I tell people sometimes, oh, you got guilt, especially in the family. Oh, you're guilty. Oh, no, I'm not guilty of anything. No one wants to admit that they got some guilty feelings. If you cannot admit it, how are you going to acquit it? We have to be willing to look within ourselves and see where we have fear that is blocking our root, guilt that is blocking our sacral, shame that is blocking our solar plexus, and grief that is blocking our heart. And grief is not just about when you lose someone. Grief is about all kind of loss. It could be the loss of your favorite pencil. Any type of loss is experienced as grief. So a lot of us that are even transitioning, how many of us think about it like this? A lot of us that are even transitioning are losing the sense of our old self. That is a loss. It triggers grief. And we have to allow ourselves to sift through that as well. We grieve the old self, even though we know it's no good, even though we know that old self did not serve me. That old relationship didn't serve me. There are things that we know that are not good for us, yet when it is being removed, we go through this detachment of grief. Allow yourself to feel that grief, right? And I'm remembering now, there was something I wanted to ask y'all, and now I can't remember. Let me see if Spirit will bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Is there something I wanted to ask us? How many of us are feeling, there was a question, how many of us are feeling that you are being looked at when you step into the room, right? How many of you are feeling a pull on your energy, and either a pull away, you may feel people repel, or pull towards you? I wanted to ask that question. How many of you are feeling that right now, just as you move around? And it may feel weird. It's like, what is this? It's like either some people are weirdly attracted, or they're repelling and they don't even know you, right? Just when you step into a room, right? How many of you are feeling that? You can just put yes. Let me see. That happened to me this week when I was overwhelmed. I didn't do my usual pause or stop before. Yep. If you feeling something, please remember to do that stop and pause. I'm just scrolling back down. I know that was way up. What do you do with items you don't want to donate? You don't want to do, you donate your stuff. What do you do with items you don't want? Do you donate your stuff? Items you don't want. And I'm thinking you're asking that in regards to, because it's energy, things that are attached, things that you spend energy with. Do you donate your stuff? I do sometimes. It depends on what it is, like old clothes or stuff like that. You can sage it. Oh, I always cleanse it. I always wash it, of course, but you can always sage it, or you can just put a petition in. You can use your portal palms. Remember, energy is coming from him. Put your palms over your things and set intention to release yourself. Release any energy that you have with this thing. Release it, let it go. My energy stays with me, and the energy that is for this person goes with them. Things like that. You could say cord cutting type of things to break the energy from these particular things, if that makes sense. So if you have items you don't want anymore and you're thinking about the energy that may go with that, and that's a very good question, because a lot of us don't really sometimes think too deep into it. I know me, I would just wash the clothes and that's it. And once I let it go in my mind, sometimes the mind is powerful enough. It's like, this no longer belongs to me, and that alone has set a tone, right? So to make it intentional, yes, you can sage over them, um, and you can set with your own palms over them and just say words of things that you're going to be cutting the energy. I cut this energy and my energy stays with me. Things like that. Let me know if I answered that for you. It's all about intentions. We know because we feel, hear, see, sometimes smell. Yes, Ashe. It's all about your intentions and your inner, work in that. I'm coming back to YouTube. I know you were saying something there. That's my confirmation. Thank you. I won't be attending gatherings anymore. They're weird, especially. Yes. I'm glad I could confirm that for you, because that's one of the main things I've been saying a lot to people, and I know it's not easy, but this is the thing. And this is the thing. This is, if we're really serious about this energy, if we're really serious about detaching and really amplifying your energy and keeping those people, those vampiric siphon, energies away from us, then that's what we got to do. Because, and this is, I'm saying this with love and with compassion for the collective. I'm not saying this to disdain anyone, to hate anyone. It's definitely not to promote no hate, no fear. It is in all love. But love really means loving yourself enough to know what not to be a part of. Love is not always, people think love and light is, oh, we got to open the doors for everybody. No, love is being able to be aware of the truth that is in front of you and hold yourself accountable to that truth. Love means being true to you and being an authenticator of the vibratory field, authenticating truth. We can no longer walk in the pretentious energies, because that is amplifying the inauthentic frequencies on the vibratory field. Whether they are aware of it or not, with all due respect and love and compassion to them, we have to leave them where they are. We have to not commingle with them in certain particular atmospheres, especially celebrations, because there is a ritualistic potency in dancing and rejoicing. Why do you think they do it in church? When people are in church and they're singing and dancing and they're worshiping, it is a harvesting of their energy, and they don't even know it, onto the wrong things, and they don't even know it, right? We have to be mindful of what we are dancing with, what we are rejoicing with, whom we are in the presence of rejoicing with, and sharing that energy. This is why more of us have to come together and have high frequency meetings, have high frequency events and festivals, like especially during things like the four seasons type of thing, like the equinox, the solstice. Like I do something in my local area. I don't know where everybody is, but in my local area, I go to an event 4 times a year, and it's called the Four Seasons. We do the equinox, spring equinox, summer solstice, which is coming up in about a week, fall equinox, and the winter solstice. 4 times a year, we all come together. We bring our good energy. We bring our information. We have drums. We dance. We share like different vendors that come together and just share what they have. I stopped making lasagna for my family. This was something everybody used to ask, oh, please bring your lasagna, because I know I make a good batch of lasagna. I stopped doing it for them. And I started to now share it with this particular event. And I would come and I would sell my lasagnas. It's not because I need the money. It's not to do with money, but it's a way for me to practice exchange of money. It was a way for me to practice respecting the physical symbolism of money, being that I was working on my lower chakra, the root chakra, which was, not a good, that was one of my weaker chakras, but I was working on it. So I would utilize it in this way. I would make the lasagna, which is my best thing, my best feature, and instead of bringing it to family functions, I stopped giving them access to me in that way, because they use me for that. Oh, bring your lasagna, and then you feel like, oh yeah, they love me, they love my no. This is a great thing about when you know yourself and you love yourself enough, and you don't need no validation from nobody in the family. No, thank you. No ma'am, no spam, no ham. I will keep it to myself, and I will make it for those who respect my nature. So when I go to this event, I am respected. My nature is respected for who I am. So I bring it there. This is who I share my heartfelt vibrations with, if this makes sense. These are the things that we have to start doing. It's not that we can't enjoy and have fun, but we got to pull away from the way that we have been programmed to do. We have to detach from that. Oh, but it's family. No, but family is not for you. And the cats fight. See, as I said that, the cats fight and now the birds are singing. Go ahead, birds, say it. Say it loud. I'm a bird and I'm proud. That's the spiritual thoughts, right? So while they cat fighting, you just heard that. Because that's what happens when we pull away, the parasitic energies get annoyed and they want to cat fight with you. And we got to remember, take the word of the birds. We got to remember the spiritual thoughts sing so sweet when you raise your vibrations. And that's what I heard. I could hear the cat over there, right? Over there. And then I could hear the birds up on high. Elevate. Let them cat fight. You elevate. You ascend. Ashe? The only way out is in. Yes. And I know you wrote this a long time ago. My apologies. It's a third eye day, and the moon is leading the sun. Yes, because we are still in the waning phase of the moon. Ashe. Thank you. Receptivity is leading creativity in the livity for divinity to minutely maximize melanin activity. Ashe, ashe. I like that. And so does the bird. So, yes, receptivity, which is the feminine energy, is leading the way. That's the sun, the lunar. The sun is now leading the way. Not the sun, sorry, the moon. The moon is that feminine energy. The moon is leading the way because the moon is leading the day. If anyone goes outside, you'll see now while we're in the waning phase, in the daytime, in the morning, you will see that the sun is ahead. If you get up in the morning, you'll see the sun coming across the sky still. I mean, sorry, the moon, the moon, the moon. You will see the moon. Of course, you're going to see the sun, but you're going to see the moon first. The moon is going to be ahead and getting ready to set while the sun is coming up. Right? So, and it's getting closer and closer. I always call it, Tick, tick, tock on the clock. The tick of the tock of the cosmic clock, so to speak. So you'll notice that it's getting closer. As we get closer to the new moon, if you go out in the day, you'll see that the moon and the sun are getting closer and closer and closer till it gets to the new moon. That's where I say the clock strikes 12, right? The only way out is in, and ascendance is only an option to the ego mind. It's true, it's an option. This is the point, this is the point in the practice of free will, right? It's an option to the ego. Only the ego, right? Only the ego forces to a whole, and it will receive what it cannot hold. It will receive what it cannot hold, and behold the loop of ignorance, where it be wise in its own. Yes, this is why it says, what is it again? Something about wisdom. The wise man knows he knows nothing at all. The wise ego knows that he knows nothing at all. That means stop knowing everything. It's not to say you don't know, but a lot of times when we get caught up in I know, then we do not allow ourselves to receive because we think we know it all. And that's the ego. When the ego does not allow wisdom, when the masculine energy does not allow receptive, does not allow the feminine energy, then you block receptivity. This is why it's very important for the moon to be in its waning phase. And for those of us who are in alignment, we know that during that phase, this is not the action time. Action time is after the new moon, when we are now in the waxing phase. And now the sun is leading the way. The sun representing the ego, the will to do, the masculine energy, the creative activity. Now it is time to put that to work. But while the moon is leading, while we are in the waning phase, the moon is leading, and that is our, if you're in alignment, that is time in the clock within your own mind, within your own consciousness, that should tell you that this is the time of receptivity. This is a time where I take in, where I listen, where I receive, where I'm not so quick to do something about something, but I sit with things and I wait and I wait. I take note. And then when we are in the waxing phase, wax on. Wax on and wax off after the full moon, right? So let me see. Yes, okay. Let me go down because I know some of y'all been saying some stuff and I had stopped scrolling on TikTok. I had stopped going down. Family gatherings cause it's too much. Yes, it's way too much drama, energetically, spiritually speaking. This is going to be a hard challenge for a lot of people. I've been practicing this from like 2021 of like pulling away, and specifically 2022 was when I really just cut off, and every now and then I would still show up and say, you know, especially as I'm working with my compassion for the collective, I would still go and say, let me see how it feels, let me make sure that I'm not, you know, holding anybody up, or let me kind of test the water, so to speak, to see where everybody's at. And it still always felt the same. And it's like, you know what? After a while, it was like, that's it. I'm not doing these gatherings no more. Not with my family, not with other people's family, because I did it with some other family. It was like, you know what? No. If it is not a true heart vibration from with higher frequency beings, I'm not doing it. Because I choose not to play with those lower vibrations. Not calling anybody less than, but it is not conducive to my upward soul unfolding movement. It is not conducive to the higher frequencies that we are attuning to. How are you attuning to higher frequencies and still playing around in lower vibrations? It's oxymoronic. So I can't do the oxymoronic thing. All right, so I'm simply sharing with you all how I'm moving through this time-space reality, how I enter into the true timeline reality. Ashe? Yes, thank you. I thank you as well. Kosana. I need to try. Let me see if I can say a name. Kosasana. Zana. I might just say Zana to make sure that I say it right. Thank you. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the heart me. For those, all of you who have sent them, thank you for the gifts. I think they're called gifts. Let me see. I have to stand on me, my beliefs, unapologetically. That is it. And not let them guilt you into anything. No guilt. Drop that guilt. Whenever guilt kind of creeps up, ask yourself, what am I guilty for? Face it, feel it, and say, oh, ooh, I feel some guilt there. But hey, what am I guilty for? What am I being meant to feel guilty for? Is it because I'm not doing things the way my family want me to, because I'm not in their religiosity of life? This is where we have to hold ourselves on the higher standards that we're on and know that they are the ones that are lost cause. Why are we trying to prove ourselves to people who are lost in the cause? They are lost to a system that is used to keep them in an infinite lock of the false matrix. Why do we feel like we have to feel bad of not being a part of what they are in slavery to? This is where you got to free yourself and be like, that has nothing to do with me. I am free. You know what? Let me say a little prayer for you. Let me petition for you that may one day your soul frees itself. And until then, hey, not selling out or betraying ourselves is key in this season. Yes, that's why authenticating the vibratory field is key. Don't sell out yourself, or as I say, do not overcompromise yourself. Even though we look around and we see we're alone, we're not. We all here with each other. We are not alone. I'm grieving my old self hard, yep. Because it's a different layer of you. The grieving is real, but it's not true. When we step into that true timeline, believe me, all of this stuff just falls away, y'all. And it feels so light. It feels so light to not have to be caring about the guilt that society or family puts on you. To not have to worry about the shame that they want to put in your identity body. What do you identify with? I identify with being my most highest spiritual self of the star seed that I came from. I don't have time with these I call them human civil problems. You know how when you call the police and they be like, well, this is a civil matter, we can't touch it. It's like that. When you in your higher self, it's like, this is some human stuff. This ain't got nothing to do with my spiritual unfoldment, my soul unfoldment, and my spiritual rejoicing. This has nothing to do with that. My spiritual recognition, I should say. That happened this week. Heavy, the pull and the push, yes. That's why the grounding is needed. I always feel like I'm the center of attention when I get into the room, to point where I hate going. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for that, Sana, because in public places, thank you. That brings me back to what I was asking you all. Who feels when they step into the room, this kind of all eyes on me? And sometimes it may very well be that. Sometimes when you step into a room, what you're sensing is sometimes the demonic recognition. Sometimes you're in a room, it's like all the demons are like, who's that? It's like Cinderella stepping into the ball, right? And for different reasons. And sometimes you may feel, as those of you who are elevating, and I'm saying this because you are that light. You are that light warrior. You are the light bringer and the light bearer. And when you walk into the room, they sense that light. You light up the damn room. They can't help but sense it. And this light is the type of light. Some of you are walking with a potent light. Some of you are walking with a very potent light that opens up the space. I don't even want to say opens up, it dispels the darkness. Some of you walk with a potent type of light that dispels the fears that tell lies in the dark. It dispels the darkness, the shadows of the dark. It dispels the demons, which are the wounds of others. And so when you walk in a room and some people may be like repelled against you, it's because they feel that they don't got to know you, but they feel your light exposure, and it feels icky to them. They don't even know why. They just looking at, sometimes you're in a room and you're like, why is this person watching me? Like, what did I do to you? You know, some of y'all could feel the people shooting units at y'all. Pew, pew. Like they despise you. And you're like, damn, what did I do? Don't take it personal. This is why we have to depersonalize. A part of this work, this step in our work, is to detach and depersonalize. This is going to help you expand your capacity for compassion, because I know it's hard to have this compassion when you feel somebody shooting hate units at you for no damn reason, right? This is where we have to look at them like, forgive them for they know not what they do. They don't know themselves. If you ask them, they don't even know what wounds they're carrying. They do not know why they are repelling you. They do not know the wounds that they are holding. Just like sometimes we don't know the wounds that we got in our subconscious until we get to it, until we unfold it. And now you who are working on you, how much worse do you think it is for those who are not working on themselves? They carrying a bag of wounds. They got the bag. And so when you come in, you are lighting up the bag of wounds that they are holding on to. Some of these wounds they're holding on to save their identity, to fight that block in their solar plexus that is called shame. And they don't want to feel that shame. They don't even want to admit that they got any shame. And so this protects their identity, which is their ego as well. The identity body is the ego. That is the conscious phase of mind. That is your solar plexus. And a lot of them, their solar plexus is hinged onto these wounds, these masks. Sometimes it could be downright narcissistic. This is a part of the narcissistic demon. The dis-ease, the energy that is that frantic energy is narcissistic. That parasite is narcissistic. And so they don't know. It's like with a narcissist, for those who don't know, they don't like when their mask is falling off. And so that's what happens. When you walk in with your light, it hits their ego, it hits their wounds, and it loosens the mask a little, and they don't like that. So they want to devalue you, right? They want to ring the alarm. Another sound is dying. You see the alarm is ringing? That's what happens. It's like, alarm, alarm. That alarm specifically, that is a specific example of what happens energetically when you walk into that room. It's like this silent alarm, you know, like the dog whistle that only dogs can hear. It's like that. You walk in the room and it's this loud alarm for them. Burr, burr, burr. And they just want to turn you off. Beep, beep, beep. Get your light out of here. That light is just too loud. But they don't know that it's the light. They don't know to call it that. Right? Love yourself enough to walk away. Yes, ashe, ashe. Let me make sure I caught up to some of your topics. I stopped celebrating holidays, but I missed my family so much. I was just feeling alone. Yes, it feels like that at times. And this is why I say surround yourself with people who are like-minded, and find places. And even if you got to start it, don't, some of you are leaders and you're not taking your leadership, especially if you're a life path number 9. For those of you that are a life path number 9, you are here in this particular lifetime as a spiritual leader. especially if you're a 369er. 369er, that means your life path is a number 9 by the number 36. All right? And I'm glad you're looking at it differently now, because you are never alone. You are not alone. Because we are all in this together. We're in this thing together. All the songs coming to me now. But you are not alone, and we are all feeling some of this. And the families, it's, you feel, okay, thank you, Spirit. Bring it back to me. The leaders, those of you who are leaders, it is for you now to open up the space to have these particular get-togethers. It doesn't have to be anything big. It could be just 4 people. It could be 2 people. It could be you and another set of, just you and a few, right? This is the chosen few. It's gonna be a few. The gathering that I'm telling you all about, this is not a big gathering. This is something that is more intimate. And so start something in your community, wherever you are the lighthouses. And it's time for the light colonies to come online. That means all the lighthouses need to come together and now start to create the light colonies on the light grid. These light colonies are the groups of lighthouses, like-minded light warriors, conduits of light that are doing the work, that are authenticating the vibratory field, that are unapologetically true. These are the colonies that are coming online right now. We don't need the world to validate us. We simply need to do what we need to do in coming together and raising the grid. We're the rising temples right now on the light grid. And so if you're in a community, find people that are like-minded like you and do something where you guys can come together because these 4 seasons are high energetic points, cosmically speaking, celestially speaking, according to the origins of time, to the tick of the tock on the cosmic clock. These are high vibrational points in our calendar, so to speak, in our timeline, in our cycle of the solar year, put it that way. As we are going through the solar ascent and the solar descent, these are important, pivotal. These are the 4 corners of the earth. These particular 4 points. The equinox, the 2 equinox, and the both of the solstice. These are high energetic points. So you can utilize these points as times that we can all get together. We should all be doing that. Pull something together. The solstice is coming up, y'all. Don't let it pass. Lift to shift. Lift your vibration. Call a couple people together. Make your favorite dish like you would do for your family. But now this is the soul family. This is your starseed family. Start to put your energy towards these people. Exchanging. This is the energetic exchange you want to have that's going to help amplify you all every time you share space together during these high frequency, high coordinate points, these divine coordinates in space and time. So if I could ask anything of any of you right now, those of you who light up the room, those of you when you walk in the room and you feel everything shift to you, it's because it's time for you to lift and shift. It's time to stop going in these places where they want to siphon from you, where they want to, send daggers at you, where they want to sink their hooks into you and siphon out your light, utilizing your light to have demonic seals. That's what's happening right now. This is why I'm staying away from certain things. This is not the time to be squandering. You know how they say, don't throw your pearls to swine. Not calling anybody pigs, but if the hoof fits, do not cast your pearls to swine. Keep your pearls. Share your pearls with those who got pearls that shine like yours. Ashe, I love that information. You're welcome. And Caddy says, I love lasagna. Yeah, if you ever in our area around these times, hit me up. Let me know. You could get some lasagna. I'm in Florida, by the way. South Florida at that. So if you're ever in South Florida around the equinox and the solstice, I will send you the coordinates. Ashe. The birds calmed them down real quick. Yes. Oh, I'm that behind? They did. You heard it? It's like as soon as the cats went round, the birds was like, yes, we need to elevate. So summer solstice is coming up. I'll look into it. Yes. If you look online, you may even start to see, if you pull it up on YouTube, you may even start to see that some people have already started putting out solstice meditations or solstice information. If you just put it in, you might see some stuff from even the previous year. It's on the 21st. The solstice is on the 21st of Gemini, because it is the solstice is the cardinal moment. It leads the way for Cancer. It's the first day of us moving into the house of Cancer, because it begins the second coordinates, the second quadrant, if you will, of our 12 houses around the clock of the zodiac. So I don't like to say zodiac, astrology. According to cosmology, we are in the we are about to enter the second quadrant. So we are closing out the first quadrant right now as we're in Gemini, in Jehudi. I'm from South Africa. What's a solstice? The solstice, oh, okay. South Africa, it might be different. It might be the winter solstice for you all. But the solstice is when the sun is at its stillness, right? Sol as in the soul, the sun, and stis meaning still. So it is a moment when the sun is said to have stood still for about 3 days, and then it is in motion. But it is really has to do with our perspective and optical perspective, so to speak, of where it is and where we are, and as we are transiting, so to speak. So the solstice is where it's said that the sun is still. The equinox is where we are at an equilibrium, so to speak. We are equal. The night and day is very equal, right? Whereas with the solstice, we have more day. The summer solstice is more day, less night. The winter solstice is more night, less day. And the fall and the spring equinox is equal night and day, right? And it depends on where you are. It is said that if you're in South Africa, you are in the southern hemisphere, so it may be flipped for you. So you may be coming out of fall right now and going into the winter solstice, right? So you can look into that as well. But either way, the solstice, these energies, whether it's summer or winter for you, these are pivotal points, four corners of the earth type of thing. My last family gathering, I was 21. Ooh, okay. How old are you now, if you don't mind me asking? How long ago, you don't have to tell me your age, but how long ago was that, even though we'll figure out the age too, if you tell us that. They are hitting both in my beliefs, in abundance, religion, and who I am in my identity, who I am. That is what you're getting to hit with right now, which means that's where you are to do some more work on you, because I guarantee you, when you work on you and you remove these wounds from you, then it will be neither here nor there. What they have to say will never matter, because you have found it in you. This is why we do the work going within. The more you go within is the way you are going to free yourself. The way you are going to free your mind is by going within and finding what is in the human design within your mind. How do you feel about abundance? What are you holding on to that keeps you in a fear pocket, which is lack and limitation, the opposite of abundance? The challenges that we have in abundance is because how we see lack and limitation, which we have been programmed to. So that is the lack that they put on you. The religion is that chain, the belief system. And when you are feeling that, when you free yourself from whatever the religious perspective is that they have held over you, the cap, when you free yourself from that leash that they've put on you, then you will be true to you that much more. You'll be able to tap more into your spiritual identity of who you are. So it's a matter of detaching your identity from what they said you are supposed to be according to religion. And it is when you are okay within yourself and recognizing that religion has no place with you. We have to get to the point where we are okay with saying, hey, Jesus isn't real. What Jesus? Their Jesus. The Jesus that they want to give you, the story that they want to give you. You got to get to a point where you're okay with saying it's not real. And I'm not making that be a part of me. Yeshua, the man that walked on earth and became the Christ, is different from the Jesus Christ picture that they have painted and imprinted and branded your people with. This is slavery. It is a brand. Jesus Christ is a brand. And when we are able to see the truth in that, no disrespect to the Christ, because I am the Christ. When you know that without a shadow of a doubt, the religion does not hold a candle to your light. Ashe. Thank you for the goat. I just saw the goats. Yes, we got to depersonalize big time. Depersonalize. Ashe. Right? You saw that, Katie? When the mask comes off, then here goes the alarm. The mask is like, and then here goes the alarm. Alarm. And that's what it's like for the narcissist and a narcissistic system. When the mask comes off, it's a alarm. It's like death to the narcissist, because that mask is their identity. That mask is their oxygen mask. They can't live. It is the oxygen mask for their identity. Without it, their identity dies. That's why they fear annihilation. Ashe. You're so welcome, y'all. I don't know if you're still here, but you are so welcome. Have a peaceful rest of your day. I just told BB that. Oh, Ashe. See, you confirmed it with BB earlier. Tell BB I said, hey. We have to gather. We are being called to gather. Yes, we need to have our own spiritual gatherings. It is a calling, right? Detox to detach. The crown chakra season coming up. That's right. That's right. Thanks for that reminder. The crown chakra season is coming up. We are in the third eye season. Ooh, third eye, third eye. On the third eye day, we are in a third eye season. Third eye, third eye. Wake up, wake up, wake up. I want to see what I need to see. Yeah. That's my song that I give to my children for they chakra songs. That's their third eye song, and that's my favorite one. I think it was the first one that we ended up doing before we made any more songs. Remove the guilt. The motherhood wound to reveal the father. Yes. Removing the guilt in the sacral. Removing the guilt from any wounds, particularly your motherhood wounds, so that it can also reveal where you have any other wounds, particularly fatherhood wounds. We have, yep, I got that. Ashe, ashe. I'm getting a sense of relief right now. Pressure is lifted. I feel the shift. You are so welcome. We are welcome. Thank you. And I'm glad that you're able to do that. the purpose of this particular live is to go over this lift. So faithfully, all of us who are here are feeling this lift because the lift is happening. And it's to ask yourselves, what are you lifting yourself from? Right? And if you didn't get a chance to, if you're here and you didn't get a chance to, check out the video that I did a little bit before this. And I gave you all the download on the lift. And it's the lift to shift. And I shared the download that I got yesterday when I was meditating about it. So if you get a chance, go back to that, follow it up. If you haven't followed, follow the page, and it'll definitely come up to you. Whenever I'm doing a live, it'll come up for you as well. And I'm glad that that lift, because that's what, to me, that means everything. If I can say anything that brings some type of truth resonance to anyone, I don't care if it's one person. This is why I do what I do, and I say, when I speak, I'm going to speak, and even if it's only one person, when I have my workshops, which, by the way, we have a workshop coming up. So for anyone who this resonates with and you want to lift another layer, this is why I do the workshops, and I do them quarterly. I do the Divine Chakra Moon workshop, and the next one that is coming up with the full moon. We do it with the full moon. It's a 7-day workshop. It helps you to really go in. We deal with each chakra. That's why it's 7 days, one chakra at a time, going from the root to the crown. And on the full moon, we are on our heart chakra because we are transcending. We are bringing up everything from the root up into the heart. And we are transcending it. All those blocks that you heard me talk about, we transmute those blocks. This is why I call it the full moon transmutation. And we transmute the blocks of fear, guilt, shame, grief, all into the heart where we transcend it. We transcend fear into love, the love frequency. Because there are only two emotions, and that's fear and love. Everything else is a subdivision thereof. So we're working with all the fear-based thoughts and feelings, transmuting them, whatever we can get up. Because you don't get it all up in one setting. Take it from someone who's been doing it since 2020. Right? And I do my full moon work every month. However, I share it publicly with everyone quarterly, every quarter. So we just did the last one in March. This one is in June. The next one will be in September. So for those of you who are tapping in, tuning in, who are lifting the layers and wanting to tap into those dormant codes in your soul, because this is helping you to tap into your subconscious mind, then this is something you may want to tap in and tune into. So you can email me. You can message me if you're on TikTok. Message me. If you're on YouTube, email me. If you message me and don't hear from me, email me. Because I do check the email from time to time. Maybe not every day, but time to time. So this is definitely something that is going to help lift the shift. And especially as we're closing out the first quadrant and we're entering into the second quadrant, this is the first quarter of the gestation phase that we are in since Third Eye Atlas has left our solar system. And we are within this 9-month birthing or rebirthing. We're in this 9-month window that we've been in since we left, it left in Pisces. And so Aries began our first month, which is literally the first month of the year. So as a parallel, is, if I can say that this way, it's also paralleling us to the true timeline, which is why I was guided to do the 5D calendar design. It is paralleling us to the true timeline that this is when the first month is. And this is the first month. This is the first 3 months. So call it the first trimester of this 9 months that we are in right now, all the way up to Sagittarius, where we'll be birthing ourselves into the galactic center, because Sagittarius does what? Points to the galactic center. So we are in this 9-month window gestation phase, and we just reached our 3rd trimester. So this will be an ideal time to tap in to this workshop if you haven't already done it. And for those of you who have, this is a good time to tap in and remove some more layers. So again, if you're interested, you can message me or you can email me at akilatextry@gmail.com. AKILAHTEXTRI@gmail.com. So again, you can message me if you want the 5D calendar, if you want a sacred piece, which is the sage, the Palo Santo, and the lighter, if you want that sent to you with the calendar. You may want to do it together, lower the shipping costs. What else? If you're interested in signing up for the upcoming workshop, if you're interested in a natal chart reading, or if you're just interested in a one-on-one spiritual consultation, either or. If you need more information on the fifth dimension, all of that, I offer that as well. So when you were talking about the 14-day fasting, do you eat fruits and veggies? Yes. When you're fasting, I would say fast from anything that your body feels that it needs to fast from, right? So it may be a particular fruit. One time when I was being called into a fast, I couldn't even have fruits. It was only vegetables. So this is where I really tell people to listen to their body. For some people, your body may be calling you to come off of dairy. For some people, and it doesn't mean permanently, it just means you need to go through this fasting stage that is going to help your body transit through these frequencies. It's going to help your mind-body complex transit through these frequencies. So it doesn't mean you have to give this food up for good, but for some people, it has been that. It has been that for me with certain things. There are certain foods that you just may not being called to go back to. But listen to your body. And if you don't know what it is, then yes, I would do fruits and veggies, because these are what I call light food or live foods, which are first trophic level light food, light codes that get the codes from the sunlight first. And so therefore you are appropriating light code food, as well as sitting out in the sun. That's another thing that helps when you're grounding, sitting out in the sun, because you are appropriating the light codes through your skin, just like the plants do. It's like a photosynthesis. We are from the plant life as well. That's a whole nother story. But yes, do your fruits and veggies. 12-12. Oh, I missed that, huh? 12-12. Ashe, ashe. So thank you for those who came through. This was nice sharing this lift to shift with you all. So please be mindful of how you're lifting, how you're shifting, where you're placing yourself. Be discerning of knowing who respects your nature. Be unapologetic about your higher self. Authenticate the vibratory field no matter what. And most importantly, know your nature. Know your nature so that people can respect your nature. Let them put some respect on your name by respecting your nature, which is your divine essence. Be mindful of what you're co-signing with. Take time to detach, to depersonalize, to detoxify your life, world, and affairs as we shift into these next timelines. Ashe, and know that none of you are alone. You're never alone, because we're all in this, and the light bodies and the light colonies are all coming online. So ashe and touche to the rising temples in this rising space and time. Thank you for your time, your energy, your love, your energetic reciprocity, and I send you all, wrap you all in love and light, in peace and in truth. Always be true to you. Ashe. Peace, love, and light. Peace.